Equation of an alternating current is given by I of t 100 sin 100 pi t. Find time taken by the current to reach 50 ampere for the first time. See, instantaneous current equation is given to you. Either instantaneous current equation or voltage equation will be given to you in the numericals. Okay, such types of numericals are also included in same exam. Everyone concentrate. So either instantaneous current equation or instantaneous voltage equation is given to you. Here current equation is given. I of t is equal to 100 sin 100 pi t, and here you have been asked to calculate the time taken by the current to reach 50 ampere for the first time. When I of t is 50 ampere, what will be the time? Like this, for 1 mark, or reverse. T is given and you will get asked find out I of t. Same is the sum for instantaneous voltage equation also. If the sum is simple, then for 1 mark. If it is difficult, slightly some additional part is there, like at origin it don't have zero value, some positive or negative value like this waveform, then maybe for 2 marks, slightly difficult. Next one we are going to see that type. Okay, so that will be for 2 mark, and this one simple one for 1 mark. Okay, so here see instantaneous current equation is given to you, and when the I of t is 50 ampere first time, then what will be the time taken? How to find out? How can we find out time here when the current is 50 ampere? Tell me.
We will equate it is equal to 50, and then we will that it will be sine of 100 pi t is equal to 1 by 2.
Then you have to simplify. Correct. Then you have to simplify. Very good. So here I of t you have to put 50 and then simplify to find out the value of t. Okay. So see here I of t is 50 here. Then this 50 divided by 100 will be 0.50. Okay. So sine of this will be 0.50. Then take sine inverse of 0.5. What is the sine inverse of 0.5?
5 by 6.
Right, 30 degree. If you are writing, so right side will be in degree and here pi is in radian. So better way, degree, write in radian. So 30 degree, that is 5 by 6 radian. So both the sides are now radian. So you can simplify it further. Pi will cancel. So t is equals to 1 divided by 6 into 100. So you will get it 1.67 millisecond, or you can say 0.00167 second. Whatever the options given to you, millisecond, second, accordingly you calculate. Now, all of you, this is the, any difficulty with this calculations? Okay, everyone can understand, it's easy. Now see here, what you have been asked, calculate the time taken by the current when current is 50 ampere for the first time. Now you observe this waveform. Observe this waveform. 50 ampere. See, its peak is, what is the peak value? What is the peak value here?
100.
100, isn't it? So for this waveform, peak is 100. This one, positive peak is 100. Half of it will be the 50, isn't it? So this waveform, this is the Tm peak, that Em peak, Im it should be, not Em. By mistake I have written here Em, it must be Im. So Im is 100. Im occurs at whatever the time, I'm going to mark it as Tm. Whatever this positive half cycle, is it symmetric about this Tm line? Suppose I have plotted one vertical line through Tm. So will that positive half cycle symmetric about that Tm line?
Yes.
It is symmetric, isn't it? Means whatever this 50 ampere occurring at T1 and consider this another time is this one, second one. First one dotted line at Tm vertical, second one at Tm, and the third one you consider it is at T2. Okay. So what is the value at T1 and T2 of current?
50 ampere.
50 ampere it is, isn't it? At T1 also, this one, whatever dotted one, you consider it's T2. So at T1 and T2 value is 50 ampere. So how can I make sure whatever the T we have calculated 1.67 millisecond, it is the first time. Calculate the time taken by the current to reach 50 ampere for the first time and not the T2. It is T1 first time. Okay, first time 50 ampere occurs at T1, second time it occurs at T2. Isn't it? So how can I make sure whatever the T I have calculated 1.67 millisecond, it is T1 and not T2? How? Who can tell? What is the relationship between T1 and T2? Yes.
Ma'am, we can calculate the time for which the current is 100 ampere. If it is less than the 100 ampere, the time, then it is the first time, because sinusoidal wave always goes from first it will peak, ma'am, then it will go down. So that by that method we can calculate.
But before peak 50 is there, isn't it? So Tm you calculate first, and if Tm is greater than 1.67, if Tm you calculate, and if you find Tm is greater than 1.67 millisecond, then whatever this T you have calculated, it is T1 or T2. Consider you have calculated T suffix m, and whatever the Tm you have calculated is greater than this 1.67 millisecond, then whatever this T is T1 or T2 you will consider
T1.
T1, right? Correct. Okay, so calculate Tm. How can we calculate Tm? Suppose मुझे ये instantaneous current equation दिया है and I wanted to calculate the Tm. Means what? It is the time when current reaches the first positive peak. And what is the first positive peak? Value of current?
100 ampere.
100 ampere. So how can I calculate the time when the current is 100 ampere? How? MCQ question.
Just like how we substituted 50 ampere, we'll substitute 100 ampere in the equation.
Where you have to substitute 100 ampere?
In place of IT.
Correct. Very good. Okay. So this is the equation. I of t 100 sine 100 pi t, and put I of t as 100. Isn't it? Put I of t as 100. So whatever the time, I can replace now this time as Tm, because 100 is a peak value. So peak value occurs at Tm, isn't it? So all of you can simplify it now. Sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2. So pi will cancel. So Tm you will get 0.005 second. Clear? How to calculate Tm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now another option is also there to calculate the Tm. This is the one method. That is, put here I of t as 100 and simplify it. This is the one option. Another option is also there. See, here compare this equation with standard instantaneous current equation. What is the standard instantaneous current equation?
IT is equal to I0 sine omega t.
Im. Peak value we denote by Im and not by I0, isn't it? Okay, very good. So I of t is equals to Im sine of omega t. So using this, comparing this equation with the standard instantaneous current equation, can you find out the value of omega? Omega will be how much?
100 pi.
100
Right.
pi.
100 pi is equals to omega. So using that, can you calculate the frequency? Can you calculate the frequency?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Huh. You can calculate the frequency also. Then can you calculate its time period? Inverse of frequency is time period.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Or what is the relation and what is the time period? It is the time taken by an alternating quantity to complete.
One cycle.
Right.
One cycle.
One cycle. So see here on the screen. This is the time period, isn't it? It is the time taken by an alternating quantity to complete one cycle. So this one is the time period. Now, what is the relationship between time period and Tm? Time period now value you know omega is equals to 100 pi. You have you can equate omega is equals to 100 pi. Means 2 pi f is equals to 100 pi, isn't it? So you will get the frequency. Means you can calculate the time period also. Inverse of frequency is time period, isn't it? Means time period value now you have. What is the relationship here between the time period and the Tm?
Oh,
TM
TM
is equal to
is equal to
one
time
fourth
period.
of.
Tm is equals to 1/4 of time period.
Correct, isn't it? Got it? Clear? So this is also
Yes,
the
ma'am.
another option to calculate the Tm. Time period you calculate, and then 1/4 of our time period is Tm. Okay? This is also the another option. Any of it you can use to calculate the Tm. Now see here Tm we got 0.005 second. And this whatever the T we have calculated, it is 0.00167 second. So which one is greater, Tm or T? Compare both value. Which one is greater?
TM.
Tm is
Tm.
greater, and as Tm is greater than T, means whatever this T you have calculated 1.67 millisecond, it is T1 you will consider, or T2?
T1.
T1. Got it? Is this clear to everyone? Now, suppose MCQ question you get asked. Calculate the time taken by the current to reach 50 ampere plus 50 ampere second time. Means what you have to calculate here, T1 or T2?
T2.
T2. Isn't it? Question is calculate the time taken by the current when current reaches to 50 ampere second time plus 50 ampere second time. So T2 you have to calculate. Now can you tell me how to calculate T2?
Yes, ma'am. We will add pi by 2 upon omega in the original time.
Pi by 2 upon omega. Why? Why pi by 2 upon omega?
Ma'am, because phase difference between first T1 and T2 is pi by 2, ma'am. So we'll add that much time period in the original T1.
What you told? Phase difference between?
50 ampere, the first T1 and T2, the phase difference is pi by 2.
Right. Pi by 2. Correct. That is the option. Okay. What else? Another option. I told you vertical line, if you plot through this Tm, that waveform is symmetric, isn't it? About Tm vertical line, isn't it? Okay. So you know Tm, you know T1. Tm we have calculated. T1 also we have calculated. Another option I am telling to you. So whatever this, suppose I do Tm minus T1. And if I do T2 minus Tm, both will be same or different?
Same.
Isn't it? Same it will be. Means this T2 minus Tm is same as that of Tm minus T1. Okay. And Tm you know. Isn't it? Tm also you know. So Tm plus this parameter. This parameter plus Tm is T2, isn't it? And this parameter you can equate value as Tm minus T1, means T2 is equal to what? Tm minus T1 plus Tm is equal to T2. Got it? Any difficulty? This is also the another
No.
option. ठीक है. Okay. So like this questions. ठीक है. Hope it is clear to all of you. What I mean to say.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. What I mean to say, see, ये जो Tm के लेफ्ट हैंड पे जो डिफरेंस है ना, Tm minus T1 is equal to right hand side difference. This one. T2 minus Tm. Okay. These two are equal. तो Tm हमने कैलकुलेट किया है अभी. उसमें सिर्फ ये इतना डिस्टेंस, ये जो इतना टाइम है डिफरेंस का T2 minus Tm, वो ऐड कर दो. तो वो ऐड करना है means what? Whatever the Tm you have, add in it this one difference, Tm minus T1. We know all the values. T1 value we know, Tm also we know, and then you can calculate T2 easily. Okay. Okay. This is also the another option. Next sum we'll see. And alternating current varying sinusoidally at 50 Hertz has its RMS value of 10 ampere. Write equation for instantaneous value. First of all, you have been asked to write the equation for current. And frequency is given to you 50 Hertz. And RMS value of current is given 10 ampere. Using this, you have been asked to write the current equation. And alternating current varying sinusoidally at 50 Hertz has its RMS value 10 ampere. Write the equation for the instantaneous value and find its value at 0.0025 seconds after passing through maximum value. Nothing is given, means by default consider your waveform starts from origin. Okay, so up to the first part, using this, can you calculate the instantaneous current equation? What is the standard instantaneous current equation?
Im is equal to It is equal to Im into sine omega t.
Very good. I of t is equals to Im sine of omega t. So can you calculate their omega?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the formula of omega?
2 pi f.
2 by f. So frequency 50 Hertz given. So see, I of t is Im sine of omega t. Standard instantaneous current equation. The waveform starts from origin. First positive peak at 90 degree, at 180 degree 0 value, at 270 degree minus negative peak, and then 0 at 360, isn't it? So it's I of t, Im sine of omega t. Nothing is given, means what? Consider the standard waveform, which starts from origin and then increasing positively. Okay, then frequency is given 50 Hertz. Using this omega, we can calculate omega is equals to 2 pi f, frequency is 50, so 100 pi, omega angular frequency in a radian per second. Okay, so omega value we got. RMS value is given to you or not?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
10 ampere.
How can we
10
calculate? 10 ampere. How can we calculate then peak?
Root into
Pi
root
RMS
2.
by
10
2.
into root 2.
Correct.
10 into root 2.
Correct. Peak divided by root 2 is IRMS. So IRMS into root 2 is peak value. So 14.1421 ampere is the peak value. So we got the instantaneous current equation. Easy, isn't it? So I of t will write 14.1421 sine 100 pi t ampere. Okay. Next question is what? Find its value at 0.0025 seconds after passing through the positive maximum value. So waveform, it passes through its positive maximum value at Tm. Find its value at 0.002 seconds after passing through. positive maximum value. And after Tm, this difference, can everyone see? Difference, this second one dotted line I have marked as T1. Difference between T1 and Tm is 0.0025 second. So you have been asked to calculate the value of current at what time interval? Whether you have been asked the value of current at 0.0025 second or at Tm or at Tm plus 0.0025 second.
0.002 after
0.005
Tm.
Means what? 0.0025 second after Tm means exactly where from the diagram that time I have denoted by which variable?
T1.
T1, correct. So here T1 is 0.0025 second after Tm. So how can we find out? T1 we don't know. That you have to calculate, isn't it? How can we calculate? And once you got the T1 put there in the instantaneous current equation, whatever we have, just find out, put here whatever the T1 and then easily you will get. But how can we calculate the T1? T1 का क्या फॉर्मूला दिख रहा है अभी आपको यहाँ पे डायग्राम से? व्हाट इज T1 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट?
Tm plus 0.0025.
करेक्ट. Tm plus 0.0025 second means T1 के लिए क्या कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा? What you have to calculate for
Tm.
Tm, isn't it? Once you get Tm, you can calculate the T1, and once you get T1, put there T1 in instantaneous current equation. Current easily you will get, isn't it? Now, how can I calculate the Tm? See,
Put
instantaneous current
IT
equation. You
is
know.
equal to peak value.
Put IT is equals to. Yes.
14.14.
14.14.
Correct. Put IT is equals to peak value. All of you know how much the peak? 14.1421. Isn't it? This is the peak. So put this value here, I of t. Put I of t as 14.1421 in this equation and simplify. You will get the Tm. Isn't it? What is the another
Yes.
option? What is the another option to calculate the Tm? This is the one method, correct? Just earlier sum, in the earlier sum we have seen how to calculate Tm.
हम टोटल सम फाइंड करके डिवाइडेड बाय 4 टोटल टाइम पीरियड फाइंड करके.
Right. Find out the time period because frequency is given to you here 50 hertz. Take its inverse will be the time period. And once you got the time period, 1/4 of that time period will be what?
Tm.
Tm.
This is also the another option. You can find out the Tm. Okay. So see here, omega is 2 pi f 100 pi because frequency is 50 hertz. As frequency is 50 hertz, so time period you can calculate 20 millisecond you will get, that is 0.02 second. So this is 1/4 of it. 1/4 of this time period will be the Tm, isn't it? And plus 0.0025 is the required time, whatever we want. Okay. So time period 0.020 divided by 4 plus 0.0025, you will get it 0.0075 second. And put here in this equation value of t. I of t is equals to Im sin of omega d, whatever we have calculated. Now here up to this everyone got how we have calculated T1. Any difficulty? Any difficulty? ठीक है. तो T1 कैसे कैलकुलेट किया ये सबको ध्यान में आ गया है यहाँ पे? ठीक है. Now once you calculate here T1, you are going to put here value. It's the sine of omega t. This, what is the unit for this? 314.159, whatever we have calculated. See here, we'll show you.
Radian per second.
It's
Radian
radian per second, correct. So radian per second into second. Second will cancel. Means this complete term will be in what?
Radian.
Radian. Okay. So your calc is normally in deg mode. I think just you try, if your calc is in deg mode and try this, you will not get the answer 10 ampere. Because this is the term is in radian and your calc normally is in deg mode. Then what you have to do? आप try करके देखो, ये नहीं आएगा. कैसे आएगा फिर आंसर बोलो, क्या करना पड़ेगा? If your calc
मैम radian convert करना होगा.
correct, what you have to do? Radian you have to convert to
Degree.
degree. Very good. Got it, everyone? Don't make mistake over here in exam. Whatever the parameter you are getting here, it is in radian. So how can we convert radian to degree?
Multiplying 180 by pi.
Very good. Because all of you know pi radian is equals to 180 degree. So this one term, this one, if I'm going to put over here, this one term, this much of radian will be equals to how much degree? So this term into 180 degree divided by pi means you have to multiply it by 180 degree by pi. Got it? Okay. So what you do, if your calc normally is in deg mode, let it be whatever this term is in radian, convert it into degree. So multiply it by 180 degree by 180 degree by pi, and then sign off that, and then multiply by this. Then the answer on calculator you will get 10 ampere. Is this clear? You try it in the afternoon, or now if calc is there with you, you can try this. Okay. What is the another option? Another option is your calculator is normally in deg mode. You can convert the mode of your calculator also. On calculator, mode button is there. One button is there for which mode is written. Go on pressing it. For radian, some digit it will display. Suppose for radian 2 is there, press 2. Then your calculator will be in the radian mode. Suppose for radian it is displaying RAD, it is displaying 3. Then press 3. Whatever it is, the number it is. I don't remember right now. How much it is on calculator. So press karo. So your calculator get converted into that mode radian. Then no need to multiply it by 180 degree by pi. No need. Then directly you can do multiply these two and then sign off. Then say sign off that and then multiply by this. You will get directly answer there 10 ampere. But later on, once you finish with this, you must convert your calculator in deg mode. Otherwise, there is a possibility that your further calculations will be wrong, because normally we do the calculations, our calculator must be in deg mode. So two options are there. Either you convert your calculator in radian mode, and then once it is over, again you have to, don't forget to convert it back to deg mode. But don't take risk. Better way, multiply this by 180 degree by pi. And then let your calc be always in deg mode. Both the options abhi try kar lo aap. ठीक है? Is this clear? Any difficulty with this sum?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Next one is, if in the numerical, while solving the numericals, if instantaneous voltage equation or instantaneous current equation is given to you, then to make calculations easy, what you can do, this instantaneous voltage equation, current equation, you can convert it into polar form. And once you get the voltage or current in polar form, then easily you can do multiplication or division compared to this sign form. Okay, that's why we'll see how we can convert this instantaneous voltage equation in polar form so that division and multiplication becomes easy. Again, sometimes in the numerical there is a need to do addition and subtraction also. So while doing addition or subtraction, rather than the terms in instantaneous voltage equation or instantaneous current equation form, is the sinusoidal form. You can make these calculations also easy when you convert them in rectangular form. Okay, so instantaneous voltage or current equation easily we can convert into the polar form. This one is the polar form. Okay, and using calculator you can convert polar to rectangular easily. So compared to this one form, instantaneous voltage or current equation form, whenever you wanted to do addition and subtraction, rectangular form is convenient. And whenever you wanted to do multiplication and division, polar form is convenient rather than this one form. Okay. So how to do that we are going to see now. Everyone have to concentrate because in the numericals you have to use this, and more weightage is there for numericals only. And if you can't solve the sum on single phase in second unit, then you can't solve the sum on three phase in last unit. Everyone please concentrate. This one waveform we have seen number of times, E1t, Em sin of omega t, Pt is Em, and angular frequency is omega. This one waveform we know, first positive peak at 90 degree, first negative peak at 270 degree, 0, 180, 360 degree value is 0, and so on. Okay, so this one waveform like this, repeated cycles, isn't it? Purely sinusoidal AC waveform. This one we know graphical representation, and this is mathematical representation. Now, whatever this induced EMF, this one Em sin of omega t or Im sin of omega t, this one voltage or current, whatever you say, its magnitude, if you observe, it is changing continuously with respect to time. Its direction also changing continuously with respect to time. That's why you can represent it in the form of phasor diagram. Okay, so phasor diagram, when you plot it in S plane. So in that S plane, like a linear graph, all of you know, its x-axis is there, y-axis is there, positive, negative, x-axis, positive, negative, y-axis. So means Laplace transform you will be learning maybe in the SEM2 or maybe in second year, which converts time domain equations into S domain. Nothing but in this S plane you are converting it. So whatever the phasor diagram, that also we represent in S plane. So this S plane, whatever this S plane, it is having x-axis is called as its real axis. Real axis. Complex number, all of you know, 6 plus 5j, 6 minus 2j. So whatever this first one is a real part, and that j or I, complex variable, and whatever the second part with j and I, that we call it as an imaginary part, isn't it? So x-axis is a real axis and y-axis is a imaginary axis. And again the same thing as that of the linear graph. This is positive, this is negative, this one is positive, and this one is negative. ये plane आप ध्यान में रखो. We require this one frequently. Real x-axis is what called real axis or imaginary axis? Real axis. X-axis is real axis. And what's about y-axis is called in the S-plane? Imaginary axis. Okay, so positive and negative axis it is. Okay, so whatever this E of t, M sin of omega t, you can represent it in an S plane in the form of phasor diagram. It will have direction and magnitude is equals to how much? See here, what is the magnitude of this phasor? How much I have denoted? RMS value. Okay, it is equal to its RMS value. And RMS value, all of you know, peak, if you know peak divided by root 2, you can calculate the RMS. So magnitude is equals to RMS value. So the waveform, it starts from origin, at origin 0 value, then increasing positively. First positive peak occurs at 90 degree, means this one representation. So this one voltage or current waveform, purely sinusoidal AC waveform, Em sin of omega t, Im sin of omega t, its graphic, its phasor diagram representation is along positive real axis. Along positive real axis, and arrow must be at the end, and magnitude will be equal to the RMS value. So this is the phasor diagram. Now how to represent it in polar form, because I told you addition and subtraction becomes easy in rectangular and multiplication and division becomes easy in polar form. rather than in this form. To do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division in instantaneous voltage or current equation form is difficult. You can make calculations easy when you convert it polar, and polar easily using calculator you can convert into rectangle. Okay, so this conversion we are using to make calculations easy. Okay, so how you can write the polar form? Polar form is having some magnitude and some angle. Magnitude is equal to peak value or RMS value. Any of it you can use. In some books you will find peak, in some books you will find RMS. Why you can use peak or why you can use RMS? Because see, V by I is what? Ohm's law, all of you know what is V by I?
R.
R, isn't it? Suppose I take Vm by Im, I'll get some value of R, isn't it? Or I'll calculate R by Vrms upon Irms. Then what's about the value of R? Remains same or different? I am going to use I am going to calculate the R using Vm by Im, and I will calculate the R using Vrms by Irms. By both the formula, I will get the same value of R or a different value of R.
Same.
Same value of R, isn't it? Means only the thing is, if you are doing V by I and if V you are using peak value, then use I also peak. If you are doing V by I and you are using V as a RMS, then use I also as a RMS. That is only the thing. Okay, that's why whenever any instantaneous voltage or current equation you are going to convert it into the polar form, it is having some magnitude and some angle. So magnitude you can consider as a peak value also or RMS also, doesn't matter. When we'll see the calculations, it will be more clear to you. Right now I'm going to consider here peak, you can consider RMS also. After omega t, is there anything plus minus angle? Is there any some angle after omega t?
No, ma'am.
Nothing is there, that's why 0 degree. Okay, this is called as the polar form. Suppose it's a phi u sine of omega t. So what will be the polar form? Peak and some angle. What is the peak value?
5.
5. And after omega t, is there any angle?
No.
That's why 0 degree. Okay, so converting instantaneous voltage equation to polar form is very easy. Magnitude and some angle. Magnitude is equals to peak or RMS, any you can take, and angle is equals to after omega t, whatever is given that you can write. Okay, so this is about the Em sine of omega t or Im sine of omega t. So this is the mathematical expression, this is the graphical, this is the phasor diagram, and this is the polar form. Now consider another one waveform E2t. Earlier one was E1t. Now I'm going to consider the second one waveform E2t. Again, it's a instantaneous voltage equation. That's why E2 small I have written. It is a function of time, isn't it? So consider it is Em sine of omega t minus 30 degree. Earlier one was what? Em sine of omega t. What is E2t? Em sine of omega t minus 30 degree. What's about the peak of both the waveform? Is it same? E1t and E2t. Peak is same or different? Peak
Same.
is same. What's about their nature? Are both waveform purely sinusoidal?
Yes.
Purely sinusoidal. What's about their angular frequency omega? Is it same for both the waveforms?
Same.
Same. Only the difference is here minus 30 degrees is there. Minus sign is there, means we say E2 lags E1. E2 lags E1. Why? Because minus sign is there. And by how much degree? What is the angle I have given?
30
degree.
Okay, got it? So when you compare both the equations, what you can say here, E2 lags E1 by an angle of 30 degree. So see the graphical representation here. Polar form, first of all, we'll see. What is the peak? Polar form is what? Magnitude and angle. Magnitude you can consider peak or RMS. I'm going to consider the peak. Consider karo, peak hai. So what will be its polar form? What is the peak value? What is the peak value denoted here? Is it EM? That will be magnitude, isn't it? After omega t, what is there? What is it
minus
after
30 degree.
minus 30 degrees? So that will be as it is. So how to write instantaneous voltage or current equation in polar form? Is this clear to everyone? Any difficulty with this? Polar form, got it? ठीक है, okay. This is the polar form of the second equation. Now see the graphical representation. E2t is lagging E1 by 30 degree. What does it mean? If E1 starts from 0 degree, then E2t lagging E1 by 30 degree means E2t when it will start E1 t start.
After 30 degree.
Correct. From origin, after 30 degree from origin. So whatever this see, red one waveform here is E1t, red one. That number of times we have seen. E2t, blue one, if you observe at origin, means along x-axis positively increasing, that angle is 30 degree. So this one angle is 30 degree. And before 30 degree, if you extend, you will find it is having some negative value. E2t waveform, can you tell me at origin it is having 0 value or positive value or negative value? E2t waveform observe karo. At origin, please tell me whether it is having 0 value or negative value or positive value. E2t वेवफॉर्म आपको ग्राफ पे दिख रही है?
नेगेटिव वैल्यू मैम.
हाँ, निगेटिव वैल्यू, ठीक है. तो ये ध्यान में रखो, अगर ओमेगा टी के बाद -30 डिग्री, -20 डिग्री, वट एवर इट इज, -80 डिग्री इज देयर, इट्स मीनिंग इज दिस वन वेवफॉर्म E2t, इट इज हैविंग नेगेटिव वैल्यू एट ओरिजिन. दैट इज द मीनिंग, ठीक है. आफ्टर ओमेगा टी नथिंग इज देयर, then that waveform at origin will have 0 value. If after omega t -pi is there, that is -20 degree, -80, -50, -70, whatever it is, then it does mean at origin it is having negative value. Okay. Now here E1t, its first positive peak is occurring at what degree? E1t. EM sin of omega t. इसका first positive peak occurs at what degree? Yes, roll number 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Yes. E1t, see the previous waveform, its first positive peak occurs at what degree?
90 degree.
90 degree. Now E2t lags E1t by 30 degree. What does it mean? E2t, its first positive peak will
120
occur
degree.
at 120, isn't it? That's what I mean to say. Whenever the difference between the two waveform is 30 degree, same will be the difference between their first positive peak. Same will be the difference between their first negative peak, and so on. What the thing? ठीक है? मीन्स अगर E1t का फर्स्ट निगेटिव पिक 270 पे अकर हो रहा है, तो ये जो सेकंड वेवफॉर्म है इसका फर्स्ट निगेटिव पिक कहाँ पे अकर होगा? 300, ठीक है. हाँ, so this is the polar form, this is the graphical representation. How will be its phasor diagram representation? Protractor आप यूज करते हो, तो suppose this is the x-axis, suppose you wanted to measure +30 degree. With reference to this x-axis, how you measure +30 degree in anti-clockwise direction or in clockwise direction?
Anti-clockwise direction.
Right, positive angles in anti-clockwise direction. Suppose आपको बोला protractor use करके negative angle measure करो. Suppose -60 degree, draw a line at -60 degree. So with reference to the x-axis, how you measure -60 degree in clockwise or in anti-clockwise direction?
In clockwise.
In clockwise. So the same logic is used here in phasor diagram. Okay. Whenever you have to represent +60 degree, plus 70 degree. Positive angles, measure it with reference to positive real axis in anti-clockwise direction, and negative angles in phasor diagram are measured with reference to positive real axis in clockwise direction. Positive angles in anti-clockwise, negative angles in clockwise. Okay, clear? So see, यहाँ पे क्या है? Polar form, magnitude at an angle of minus 30 degree. So angle is minus, negative minus 30 degree. Means with reference to positive real axis, you will measure in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Negative angle है.
In
Minus-
clockwise.
Correct. Okay. So that phasor E2T will be in clockwise direction at an angle of 30 degree, and magnitude will be equal to what? RMS value or peak value? In phasor diagram, magnitude of the phasor is equal to peak or RMS?
RMS.
RMS value. Okay, so in phasor diagram, magnitude of phasors are equal to the RMS value. So E2T, this is the instantaneous voltage equation. This one is the graphical, this one is the polar form, and this one is the phasor diagram. Any difficulty in the 4 forms of the second one? Now here see, E2T is lagging E1. So अगर same plane में मुझे E1 दिखाना है तो I'll represent it like this. This is E1, isn't it? And this is E2. So what I can say here, E2 is lagging E1 by 30 degree. Means what is the conclusion? Lagging parameter in phasor diagram are measured in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction?
Clockwise.
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 हाँ, ये ध्यान में रखो. ठीक है? Okay. Third one case, अभी यहाँ पे क्या था? -5. Third one possibility, whatever the equation given to you, it is having omega t plus phi. So consider E3t, third one. Again, its peak is same as that of the earlier two. It's a purely sinusoidal waveform. Angular frequency is also omega only. Here after omega t plus 60 degree is there. Now compare this one E3t with E1t. Then what we can say here, plus 60 degrees there, means E3T is leading or lagging E1T?
Leading by
Correct.
60 degree.
Correct. Plus sign, that's why leading by how much degree? 60 degree. So what will be its polar form? Magnitude will be EM and angle will be 60 degree. Plus 60 degree as it is written. I told you whatever the using protractor in graphics, you measure positive angle, we measure it in anti-clockwise direction. So that's why this E3T, it's this phasor in phasor diagram you can represent at an angle of 60 degree with reference to positive real axis, and in anti-clockwise direction, and magnitude will be equal to RMS value. This is the phasor diagram. Now it leads by 60 degree to E1T. So E1T waveform, then leading to it means as E1T starts from 0 degree. So before 60 degree 0, this E2T will start, isn't it? Means अगर E1T का first positive peak 90 degree को occur होता है, तो what's about E2T? Its first positive peak will occur at what degree? फेज डिफरेंस दोनों में 60 डिग्री का है. See, E3T plus 60 degree, E1T, EM sin of omega t, E1T का first positive peak 90 degree पे हो गया. हाँ, 30 degree पे, right. So how you have to represent the EP3 waveform that at 30 degree, this one is 30 degree. Yeah? This line is at 30 degree. So at 30 degree, first positive peak will occur of E3T waveform. Here by mistake I have written here E2T, here it must be E3T. Okay, so accordingly, now if I extend it below this first positive peak at origin, this E3T waveform is having positive value or negative value? At origin, E3T waveform is having positive value or negative value. See the graph. Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
E3T,
ma'am.
हाँ E3T वेवफॉर्म देखो, ये बाय मिस्टेक मैंने E2 लिखा है, यहाँ पे इट मस्ट बी E3T वेवफॉर्म चेक करो एंड टेल मी ओरिजिन दिख रहा है आपको, ओरिजिन को वो वेवफॉर्म एक्स एक्सिस को इंटरसेक्ट हो रही है. माय क्वेश्चन इज E3T is having zero value, positive value or negative value at origin.
Positive value.
Positive value at origin. Okay, what is the meaning? E3T Em sin of omega t plus phi is there, plus 60 degree, plus 20 degree, plus here is there, means its meaning is this waveform will have positive value at origin. Okay, so if after omega t nothing is there, means this waveform at origin is having zero value. If omega t minus phi is there, minus 20 degree, minus 10, minus 50, means that waveform is having negative value, some negative value at origin. Okay, and if omega t plus 20 degree, plus 40, plus 50, plus 80, plus angle is there, its meaning is that waveform is having positive value at the origin. Okay, so accordingly you can draw this waveform. Here what is the conclusion? Means in phasor diagram, this is suppose I am going to denote E1 and E3 is at an angle of 60 degrees. So this is E3. So leading parameter in phasor diagram we represent in which direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise? See here E3 leads E1 by 60 degree. What is the conclusion? Means leading parameter in phasor diagram are measured in clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise direction. ये ध्यान में रखो. Okay, in phasor diagram magnitude is equals to RMS value and lagging parameter we measure clockwise and leading parameter we measure anti-clockwise. ठीक है? Okay.